o'clock. It's time to rock. It's 4 o'clock. Folks, can you dig it? Can you feel the funk tonight? What's the guitar? This is my old Telly that I had for, wow, this is the first guitar I got that had the Fishman Fluence pickups in them. When I first did them, we popped them in this, it's a Wildwood 10 55 Telly. And it's a nasty, nasty beast. This is better than Winger, says Jay. You know, I don't want to, there's no better, okay? There's just Winger, and then there's Gristle, right? There's Winger, and there's Gristle. Can you dig it? Thanks for tuning in tonight. We appreciate it. It's Friday, the 18th. Am I right? Yes. Good Friday, as the case may be. Ooh, that's a good one. TNUC, that's a good one. Another good one is... Are you ready? One of these days we'll learn one of those Grand Funk songs. That TNUC, that bass line. It's awesome. It's so good. Folks, anyway, we appreciate you tuning in. Let's do a little... How about that Steve Andreoni? How about that Steve Andreoni on the bass guitar? Steve Andreoni, Steve Andreoni, Steve Andreoni on the bass guitar. Steve Andreoni, Steve Andreoni, Dylan James on the doggone drums. Richard wants to know, what's the setup tonight? Well, I'm going through my Koch Monster pedal. Currently, the only pedals on are my Gristle King, Clean Boost, and Overdrive, and a little bit of slapback delay. And I'm going through the Tone King, there it is, the Royalist behind me, and the single 12 cabinet as well. Those two together are delicious. So without any pedals on, I got the amp sounds like this, a nice little. If I had a little boost on my pickup. We're going to try this Roy Buchanan thing. We only played it a little bit right before we went online. It's two little Roy Buchanan things together, actually, and we're probably going to screw them both up. But that's all right. This is a live broadcast of people just playing songs that they've never played before so that anonymous people with 3 followers can talk shit about us. I did have some, again, 99% of the people that comment are nice as pie. And we thank you for following us and doing your thing. But every now and again, you'll have comments where you're just kind of scratching your head. I had one the other day. I did Funk 49. It's like, I love it when people post songs. This is not funk. It's like, it's literally the name of the song. Literally the name of the song. So you don't know the song Funk 49. So you're just coming along, strolling along the internet. Ooh. Oh, what's Gray Sword doing over here? I think I'll pull in. This isn't funk. Yeah, and you're not human. You're an internet anomaly. Not that I'm judging, okay? I'm not judging that individual. Everyone has an opinion, and mine is this. Don't. And then, yeah, we're going to end it there. Yeah. We're going to end it there. Enough guitar talk. We need some admiration for that Nathan E. signature bass. Yes. Yeah. You know, not to name drop, but I literally just received a message from Nathan East 2 nights ago, and he said, hey, FYI, I just got done, because him and I played that old love song at, we did a few little Clapton morsels on that Sweetwater video. And he goes, I just got done playing Old Love with EC in Tokyo. Thought you'd like to know. I said, damn. Then I said, hey, is Doyle with you? If so, say hello. I said, I'd say hello to EC too, but he doesn't know me from Adam. Then he got back to me and he laughed and he just said, Doyle says hello. Nice. So that's kind of fun. Can you dig it? This one, see what we got. That's an A, right? I'll start with a little bit of this like My baby, she said she's gonna leave me. There's a couple of that was a couple of Roy Buchanan-isms. First time we did that this very day. This very little day. Someone asked if that was Gary Moore. Gary Moore covered that song of Roy Buchanan's, that first one, which is The Messiah Will Come Again. And it's a good one. It's a good little tune for the kids. Jay Knutson is saying, is that a ukulele? It really could be about 3% bigger, right? You know, it's kind of funny. I whipped this out the other day. I was playing. I was like, damn, this thing sounds good. So, you know, I like to mix it up a little bit. I like to mix it up for the kids, okay? All right. I'm going to switch guitars now because I feel like mixing things up. I feel like mixing things up for the kids. Woo! What should we do is what I say to the kids. My baby, she says she's gonna leave me. My baby, she likes to run with me. Let's try this one. We'll try this one, see what this one has to say for itself. There we go. Oh, we'll see what this one has to say. Oh! How are we doing out there in movie land? I like to call it movie land out there. When are you coming by X-Ray Arcade in Cudahy? I don't know. I'm not familiar with the X-Ray. I don't, you never know. I get out and about every now and again in town. In town I get out. Yep. And I say, hey town, what's going down? My baby, she says she's gonna leave me. My baby, she likes to swish me. Someone said, no, not that one. I just don't understand why chords have to just always tangle. Chords tangle each other. Chords. It's Steve Andreoni on bass, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Steve Andreoni on bass. Dylan James Koch on the drum ones. Yeah. Turn to the Burner is at his food truck today. Short fin. Short fin. All right. I decided I don't want to do that one. Folks, we're going to do something else for you. What is that going to be? Maybe we do a little blues for the kids. They call it Stormy Monday. Lord knows a Tuesday is just as bad. Lord, they call it Stormy Monday. But Tuesday's just as bad. Well, Wednesday's worse. Lord knows, and Tuesday's just as bad. The eagle fries on Friday. Saturday I go out to play. Lord, the eagle flies on Friday, that's today. Saturday I go out to play. I get down on my knees and pray. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy on me. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy on me. You know I'm trying to find my baby. Won't someone please bring her back to me? Can you dig it? But then you dig it. But then it. But then it. A little version of Stormy Bondage. I was actually going to go into the other one. Too broke. I was like, well, I guess we're doing Stormy Monday now. Sometimes that happens. Folks, sometimes we do it. Sometimes we do what we got to do. Did you guys get do Can't Lose What You Ain't Never Had Yet? No, we can do that, Davey. Would you like to hear that? We can do that. We can do that. Oh, thanks for that nice tip. We enjoy the tips. Let me tell you what. Because sometimes getting money is good. You know, you got to eat. You got to have some foods. All right, let's see what we got. Guitar is being a little affected by the Is Turn of the Burner going to join us in Minnesota? No, that's the KMT. That's me and Dylan and Toby Lee. You're welcome, Daniel. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Had a sweet little girl. Lost my baby, boys, ain't that sad. I had a sweet little girl. Lost my baby, boys, ain't that sad. You can't spend what you ain't got. Can't lose what you never had. Can't lose what you never had. Can't lose what you never had. Whoa! I had some money in the bank. Got busted, ain't that sad. I had some money in the bank. Got busted, ain't that sad. Can't spend what you ain't got. Can't lose what you never had. Can't lose what you never had. Can't lose what you never had. little shack. Got point down, ain't that sad. Had a funky little shack. Got point down, ain't that sad. Can't spend what you ain't got. Can't lose what you never had. Can't lose what you never had. Can't spend what you ain't got. Can't lose what you never had. Can't lose what you never had. Can't lose what you never had. Whoa. Scriblord. Friends. Yeah. You can't spend what you ain't got. Don't do it. Don't spend what you ain't got. Nope. No. No. Don't do those things. I want to grab Goldie here for a minute. No, boy. Goldie from Manoldi. Beautiful. Gold. There's gold in them there hills. Yep. There's gold in them there hills. There's gold in them there hills. Sweet music is at hand when there's gold in those hills. Oh, that's a good song. Are we having fun out there, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah. Oh, I like that comment I just saw. It says, I bought a Gristle King. Davey says, I recently bought a Gristle King and it kills. Thank you. You're hearing it as we speak. We appreciate that patronage.
Excellent.
Yeah, we like that kind of talk. You're hearing Gristle King as we speak. What was the strap on that Strat? There's a company out of Holland called Holy Cow Straps. That's what I had on there. I like that kind of talk. Let's do a little shuffle for the kids. As long as we did, last tune was on the new blues record. If you don't have the blues record, you should really get it. It's good times, and you can get it on the website. I believe Maddie K has been posting stuff. Bless you, Maddie K. We appreciate you. Maddie K. Maddie K. We appreciate you. Well, Maddie K. Maddie K. Daryl Steely says, we need to come to Ludlow Garage. We want to come there. We're going to be all over Ohio when we're opening up for the Almond Betts Band in June. So check my website for all the deets, and we'll definitely come there and do the do. Yes, we got the tour coming. And if you don't belong to our mailing list, please do so. If you sign up at gregkoch.com/join, you will be jetted to a place where I will send you a little free chicken picking tutorial, and then you will be on our mailing list, and we will send you things like where we're playing and any news and all that kind of schnicky.
Cool stuff.
Well, actually, let's do this. I'd like to do that one for you, Maddie, but I'm toying with the fact that the intonation right now in this room is my guitar is a little dicey. I need to restring some guitars is what I'm saying. So we're going to do a little thing that I don't have to worry about playing a lot of open strings on. We're going to do a little song by Freddie King that we covered on the blues record. And Midnight Molly is commenting out there. hear that feeling that we conjured for the people? We like to conjure the feeling for the people. We like to conjure the people. We thank you for, it is Friday. It is Friday the 18th. Good Friday, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Anyone doing anything festive this weekend? You having any kind of festive activities? We're cooking some gristle. We're cooking some, your Easter ham is in the oven. I like to call it feaster, ladies and gentlemen, because we feast. We're not afraid of it. We're not afraid to feast. Not afraid to feast, y'all. What should we end our show on today? Something maybe we haven't done in a while. Well, someone said, "What am I doing? Drinking." Someone said, "I'm drinking." What the hell's going on?
Drinking doesn't run in the family, it drives.
That's right. That's right. Oh, I like that one. Drinking doesn't run in the family, it drives behind the wheel. Hear that train a coming. Boy, you know, Steve's never done that one. Why? You know what? I'm going to switch guitars. I've had it. I've been naughty and I haven't restrung instruments, and so they're behaving in a way that, well, it's just not conducive to orange room activity. You know what? I'm going to grab this son of a bitch. All right. I'm going to grab this. I don't know if it's in tune either, but we're going to find out. Yeah. It's so weird when I'm out there. I was shooting videos out of Wildwood this week. And, you know, when you're doing 25 guitar videos a day, sometimes more than that, and the guitars don't behave for you, I'm not going to complain about playing high-end guitars. I'm just saying they're not set up when I do those videos. So I play them as they are. And at some point, everything just sounds out of tune to you, and it drives you crazy. At the end of the day, you're like, I think I need to see professional assistants. I think I need to see professional assistants. I think I need to seek professional assistance. I think I need to seek professional assistance. Of course, this has just got to be chord chords and all tangled up over there. Stagga de googie de hoot. Folks, are we feeling good out there? Are you all right? We certainly do appreciate that kind of activity. Dylan's playing random beats.
Yeah. That's what I like to do.
It's always something with the tuning. All right, we're going to do a little something. I don't know what we're going to do. You know what? Let's do a little, let's do a little ticket. Ripper in D. Did you hear that? Just like that. That was a little tune called The Ripper. That's also on the blues disc. We got Steve Andreoni on the bass today. We got Dylan on the damn drums. Says Dylan should be on the cover of Drummer magazine. Yes, he should. But that indicates a level of political skullduggery that, no, we're going to manifest it. You know what we're going to do? We're going to manifest it. We're going to see it. We're going to believe it. My third eye is going to squirt that shit out. My third eye is going to squirt that shit. I said my third eye is going to squirt that shit. I got a third eye. Better than a brown eye. What? That's inappropriate, and I want to apologize. That is just so wrong. Listen, folks, we'd like to thank you for tuning in. Steve Andreoni on the bass, Dylan James Koch on the drums. I'm Greg Koch. Today is Friday, the 18th of April. I'm not going to be around. Well, no, on Monday, I think the burner will be back with us on Monday. We're spreading it around. And then after that, we're going to be out on the road for a bit. Check our website for details, gregkoch.com. Our first gig next week is in Evansville, Indiana on a Friday night at Mojo's Boneyard. That next day, we're going to be in Kansas City at Knuckleheads in their Gospel Lounge venue, which is a cool place. We sold that place out last time. It was jam-packed with people rocking and sweating and smelling. What? And then on Sunday, we're going to be down at Tulsa at our favorite little haunt down there called the Mercury Lounge. Crazy about a Mercury. So come on down. We appreciate what you got going down. All right, cats, we'll see you on the flippity.